On later than planned, because Amazon's delivery drivers are pulling their incompetent nonsense again, which put me in a bad mood. Sleep off said bad mood. Woke up in pain. Yay. And only had the patience to do about 2 community highlights before I just couldn't focus on it anymore. Oh, we've got modular frame and steel beam heading out. This returns into door. I think I ran out of iron plates before, yeah. Well, this needs to get removed. Of course, we've run out of Let's just pull the wall down. Don't plan for streaming. It didn't be streaming for too long because I know my sleep cycle's completely wrecked, but I don't want to be, wrecking it too badly. Let me get my 4.75 thingies in a minute. $4.75 would have been 5 times by total number of screws in the row there, which is 195 a minute. Divided by 260. Yo. Keyboard acting up there, lovely. Anyways, anything else internally that needs beams? Always using screws. Those, not using bolted frame anymore. We're all good then. Manifold's done. This one we've got to finish. Need some ingots to sink. Yeah, concrete. I can't remember off the top of my head what's on the floor above, because I know there's a point at which manifolds involve refineries and manufacturers, which I don't have access to at present. This is possibly out of date, but that requires refineries because of plastic, but I can lay out the manifold for it. That requires manufacturers unless I can unlock crystal oscillator based computers. That's definitely manufacturer. That's assembler. That's probably manufacturer. That's constructor, I think. That's assembler, and that, I think, is manufacturer. That's not up to date. Yeah. That's the shit's manufacturer. One thing I could do with regards to trying to unlock crystal computer is I need to at some point put down the placeholders for oil, which requires building out to at least clear this, like, you know, giant toenail clipping over there in the distance. Because on the previous playthroughs, that's where I put the back end of the oil redistribution plant. I'd also just make that like a secondary basement thing, like having oil redistribution and water extraction happen in like the same basement. That could also mean changing the orientation of stuff, because usually it's built out a little bit further back in the beach islands. Build these walls in. Job done. I want to re-inspect my power consumption for this for certain. When I'm doing all of this shit. It'll be a little bit misleading because the power consumption will drop once these machines all fire up. If I check the power consumption too early, then that won't have happened. What happens? Well, at least the differences in mesh geometry meant I could actually remove that. I was thinking, why have I got 3? And then I forget. I'm doing steel shit. Steel ingot and reinforced iron plate. Now, hypothetically, this could be all done with just one line of iron ingots. So then you'd have like iron plates, iron wire, and iron rod, but unpleasant prospect. responding to a thing on Discord a moment. This shit wired in. Everything looks. I'm trying to. Like, my brain wants to say belted, but I'm talking about the wiring. Everything looks wired in there. So we've got Mark 1s on the bottom, Mark 2 on the top. Alright. Where are we? Looking at the to-do list. We've done those two. We'd be having like a rather large amount of beams coming out of there. What's the actual capacity of that? 42. That's about right then. When I first built it, it looked like it was full. That might have been shit. I don't know if I like missed a belt. But yeah. That looks about right for 42 a minute. Well, I can knock these off now. So the next thing to do is plastic. The beams should be getting sent up places now. I saw there was I think there was a beam line was backed up. I forgot to pay attention to what that was actually going to. Hopefully that's the line going up to the 3rd floor. That's good. Forget to check something. Right. Screws and beams aren't used anywhere else in this. That means, yeah, like beam belting would get terminated pretty much at orders. Goes all the way up there, trundles all the way along there, and it's going to go no further than that. with the power grid. Almost missed that. 710.5, so that's going to be up to 9 thingies. And now it's going to be 10. Those all gens. Wrong tube. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that doesn't need a return loop, it does need some margin. Maybe give a so changes to the community highlights process when streams start like that again would mean that we live stream stuff. What I would probably be doing is like to avoid watching like the stream multiple times is currently actually this is my brain on autopilot while I'm talking. Currently what I do when I get to the Q&A segment is like that's when I stop streaming. Well, stop streaming. I stop processing this like the live stream while I'm streaming. I think what I'm going to have to do in future, so I don't end up getting behind again, is when I get to the Q&A highlight segment, either I have to resume doing what I've done previously on a couple of occasions where I tag up the individual highlight segments and then reprocess that later so I can adjust the timestamps automatically, or I have to stop watching the stream while I'm editing and process it offline. Because doing all the Reddit and Twitter searching while I'm streaming would take as much focus out of things as processing Q&A segments would be. This tile framework should be firing up. So let's go and inspect that manifold. So the current concern is with community highlights being out of routine for so long, I don't know whether me current lack of ability to focus on doing it all in one go is just indicative of just it being entirely out of routine, or just like my overall declination in mood. Right, belting. That's got modular frame missing. That's just slow. Okay. It's only 2.5 a minute. So we know that that's spitting out this stuff frame rate. Is that already set up with a smart splitter? It is, yes. Although the rate at which that is generating stuff, it would take a long time for of me not noticing that it was doing anything. For that to actually overflow. So practically speaking, it was kind of pointless putting a smart splitter on it. Right, now it's a waiting game for phase 2 to get finished. Well, I think what we're going to do in the meantime is we either pop over there and bring in a dedicated call feed, even though we don't have the water facilities set up for the call gens, because we don't have packages. Or we finish viaducting for this shit, which I suppose I could do because it's over in that direction. Or I could skip that for now, head down there and find a suitable starting point for the plastics factory, because then I'd have a semi-legitimate excuse to go catch some crash sites. I think I'll get that done, because then that'll give us 2 things to be passing the time on. Yeah, another thing I could be doing is finishing the placeholder floors for that. While I'm here. Spatial awareness for this bit's going to be a little bit off until I get it completed, or at least actively start working on it, because previous versions of this area haven't been oriented in this direction. So, you know, use thunder. A slightly more sensible option would have been to build up the placeholder floors and figure out where I was going to be sending parts out from to go build circuit board over here. Then I would have got distracted laying out viaducting for all the stuff that comes out this way, because not only do the ingots and copper sheets and what have you need to go in there, also the circuit boards need to go from over here to up there. Now, I suppose I could, like, stop there and just not go out that far. I want to get completely clear of all of this shit. Just so I've got as much room to expand as possible. I think when I was doing the redistribution stuff last time, I built part of it into there because I didn't think I didn't really plan on how to do the redistribution facility properly, but it was built into that toenail clipping. That would intersect quite clearly. This one wouldn't. We want plenty of margin, so that means this is the extent of how far north any of the plastic shit's going to be. The next thing to do is going to be see how far up we need to be in order to clear the tree line. Yeah, that intersects with shit, so we need to go up at least another 2. Because if that was like pixel perfect clipping with the top surface, it would like too close if it was just up 1, so we need to go up 2. Alright, still clips, so we need to go up another 1. Like, the gap between the bottom floor and the tree line should be, like, quite comfortable. This is like this isn't necessarily going to be part of like one side of the cigarette or the other, but this is going to be like the front edge of like the 4 tiles of clearance in front of shit. Like, oh look, I have accidentally seen the crash site. I don't know that I can see the one over there though, because it's in fog. Which side is it? Is it that side or is it that side? Right, I know I'm cheating like this, but... Well, that must be it there, but the rendering distance means the actual crash site isn't showing, which seems a bit creepy. Up, down. I'll just ignore the spitters for giggles. Apart from that one, that's in my way. I've previously defeated these with like Xeno Bashes and Xeno Zappers without taking any damage, but once you've like done it the once, unless you're in the mood to deliberately challenge yourself, it just feels like too much effort. Like this is a more interesting combat encounter because at least in Update 7, you've got 2 Alpha Spitters and a bunch of hogs running around. Now, I'm not hearing the hogs. I'm seeing... Oh yeah, the hogs are over there. So I don't know if that's just an issue with the patrol cycle, or if that was an intentional change. I mean, there's an Alpha hog over there as well. But it used to be you'd be coming over here to try and clear the crash site. I just like leapt through the air, and you'd like have a whole bunch of work to do because you're trying to avoid getting your ass kicked. Well, let's get this marked as cleared. We'll go to the highest point in the local terrain. You scout for other areas of interest. Totally not hobby. You see a flashlight I was looking for. Shit, is that an alpha hog and I'm just not paying any attention? Yes, it is! Oh, fuck you. You brought an obelisk with me. This just reminded me of the fucking Xenos that were nonsense again. What is that corpse doing? It'd be like a Skyrim style drag corpse facility, so you can just like drag it about with the AK to stop it from glitching into the terrain like that and just doing that nonsense. There we go. I don't know if that counts as seeing a crash site now. Because, like, I know it's there. That's not it. That's it. Next to it. So, yeah, I thought that was the crash site. I thought it was cheating because I could just about see it, but I knew it was there. I wasn't even looking at the crash site. Let's go for that toenail over there. I don't remember if this toenail was here before, because it's like not an aspect of the terrain that I tend to pay attention. If it doesn't have a power slug on it, it's just eh. I've got floating grasses here. There's the best angle. Now I can see the question. Oh yeah, I remember those little crab hatches. It's like being up here and like not seeing that one down there first. I'm really ditching the bit of tentacles there. Tendrils. I think that was splash damage from the spitter there, rather. I think I only hit that 2 times. Oh fuck, forgot that one. I've smashed those. I should have trashed the concrete first. See, I did try. I dropped those steel beams on the bin, and it isn't trash. It's frustrating. What the hell's going on here? Yeah, I was just about to say, oh, I think that's all the parts, and then I just went and saw more parts. I know that there's more crash sites in the vicinity, but I don't believe I'd be able to see any of them. If they like deliberately went and explored somewhere in a direction that wouldn't make sense given like the places I've explored previously. I've not been through that cave tunnel very far, so I don't know that it comes out. I know, but I don't know that from playthrough that it comes out anywhere near here. I can't really justify going exploring off for things. I think what I can do now is I can go get these scanned and work on one of these things in the to-do list, or redo the what to redo is actually finish off the viaduct leading over here. This meant for block site. I'm not going for that one because I don't know the control route of that. Well, that spitter. I've just been sneaking up on that and wouldn't have known. Autopilot had me going towards the wrong location. Heading towards the traditional location of the hub. New location of the hub is over here. Some shit. You can handcraft these to protein and just slap all the protein in the constructor to get converted to DNA capsule. Get up north. I believe I had mooted the idea of sticking a staircase on this T-junction at some point. I think I discounted it under the principle that I don't know what route the viaducting for the ingot factory is going to take. So wrapping the staircase around there might not be a good idea. So let's happen here. Oh yeah, let's try doing the thing we were doing with the core viaduct. Let's just do like straight pieces. And then we can put the two things in later. It's slightly inefficient in terms of like having to double back on oneself, but it requires less focus. I think at the moment we're definitely precluding this from being a multi-purpose viaduct, because the instincts would tell us to put expansions to the viaduct on this side rather than, you know, building it towards another facility. If this viaduct was being used for ingots or plastics, that when it makes the right turn, everything would have to hop over the bauxite line, and it would just look really weird. And we know at some point there's going to be a splitter on here to fork bauxite off down to like the facility. Because there's like there's no need to be adding a separate viaduct for space elevator bauxite and the facility bauxite. It just seems kind of wasteful. Now we're going to go back the other way. This bit would be easier had I like previously ran the building. The next step is to remove each set of 6 foundations. How neat that is. I mean, it does look a little bit dense at parts, but, you know, neatness. Until it gets run out there, and it's a mess. So 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we do these closer. Led to some slight confusion last time. Or the way I put T-junction pieces. What's that coming down in relation to the thing? Alright, that'll be an interesting thing. Oh, no, that shit didn't put in. I guess I'll just do it then. I was hoping to be doing like these in batches. I suppose I could just do this one. Just like continue onwards. Let's just double check this is 6 apart. Yep. Six. Jump off over here with me. zip line onto cable, get a safe landing. I wonder if I haven't... yeah, I won't have been getting a physical computer because I'm not on phase 2 yet, so I can't build computer. Oh, this is an interesting one. Steel frame! Steel frame, I want that one. Do I scan that now, or do I wait for phase 2 to unlock? Yes, I can't build computers. Yeah, I can't build computers, so that's not going to enter the RNG pool yet. Yeah, let's take this as an opportunity to do these pillar bases. We can't do that, can we? That's already got some, like, split construction going on. I think what I would want to do is do the split construction over here. Split construction. Splayed legs, that's the phrase I was looking for. Oh, for fuck's sake. I do hope that the make some bigger changes to that at some point. So it's easy to see this shit. That needs to be supported on both sides. How did that come down? Now I can go rebalance the space elevator for a bit. But also, oh, I know what will have happened. It'll have been the last of the smart plate stuck in the space elevator line and clogging it up, and now it'll all be sinking shit. Fuck. Well, actually, no, it might be backed up because that the smart splitter will be set to direct smart plate into the awesome sync line, not versatile framework, so there should be just like a big huge backlog I say huge, relatively speaking. There should be a backlog of versatile framework built up. It doesn't look like there is. What's going on? Oh. That's disappointing. Yeah, it's just all being synced. Whoops. Right, so at a rate of 2 and a bit a minute, 500 divided by 2.5 divided by 60 is 3 hours. What I could do to just accelerate this a little bit is redirect. I think it's 2. Actually, hang on a second, that might be 5. That might be the one where there's absolutely no induction getting on it. Yeah, it's 5. So that means 500 divided by 5 divided by 60. So yeah, 1 hour 40 minutes in order to unlock phase 2. Wait, no, 17.5 modular frame a second. Build frame does 3. Anyway, it does more per minute, but requires less things done. So that 12 per minute requires shit. Three steel ingots a minute, I think. Yeah. Whereas the pipe that's 10 pipe a minute. Required 15. Now, one of the things we can do is, rather than redirecting pipe production, is somewhere in this mess we're producing the steel ingots for no, it is modular frame. Yeah, so this is producing steel ingots for iron rods. Now, I don't know if I'll end up removing any of these. Probably will. So what's going to end up happening here is the recipe will change here. That'll get changed to steel pipes. And either I remove the foundries and pull in steel pipe, or I produce its own steel ingots for steel pipe. In which case I would be removing that. Well, I guess we'll find out. Let's do the math on shit. So 17.5 divided by 3, so that's going to be 6. Machines divided by 3 times by 100. Pull the recipe up. Times that by 10 for the number of steel pipe. acceptable amount of steel plate. I'm going to switch this over to RAM, a vastly reduced manifold. Okay, so that clocking's the same. Just that the recipe changes. I've got to change the recipe over. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. lot of these. That's now convert to pipe. Guys, 3. Times by 10, 58.3 recurring plate needed. .6 recurring stitch plate needed. I'm going to read what the supply lines on this just to make sure we're not, you know, wastefully doing stuff. I'll mark ones. Cool. Go. This is kind of a mess on the inside. I mean, it's worse downstairs because I've only got place all the ingot production in. But this floor is producing a whole suite of parts for space elevator production. The original intent was all of the resources would be getting inputted over here, but because of the supplies going to the 3rd floor, it really wasn't feasible for us to be doing like parts coming over here and parts coming in here, and it was going to be a big giant mess. I might do it that way in future, like here, nah. So what I've done here is each lane of output is then looked at and said like, oh, what's the earliest point a given input needs to come in, and then that's where all of that input for the entire floor comes in. Well, mine's kind of a mess too. If you look at it, it's just kind of a neat mess. If I just hop in the tube and scoot the ways away from it, you'll be able to see it. So, like, the ziggurat style of building means that each floor is horizontally offset in both axes, meaning all of the belts come straight up and down. Apart from those occasions where you can see there's a little bit of horizontalness. Or in the case of these floors, a lot of horizontalness. Although some of that horizontal travel is just because the space elevator is in the way of shifting it over. Well, I've built my space elevator facility that way because a previous playthrough I just had like a dinky little setup with like a completely spaghettified production. But when it came to do the last phase, like I realised the size of the manifold that I would need to do to produce the parts, even with the spaghettification, would just have been like that much of a disorganised mess. I just didn't want to think about it. So that's the point where like I restarted and considered doing space elevator facilities in this style. So you've got the west side, which is one floor for each space elevator part, which I think might technically be unnecessary at this point. And then this side is one floor for each of these. So you've got, like, some of these parts are coming all the way down. Plus, you know, nuclear pastas over there on the second floor, so you've got parts going up and then down again, which is a bit of a mess. But then you've also got things like the fuel gens and the coal gens in here to burn off byproducts from, you know, plastic and rubber and aluminum solution processing, so it's all that. But I'm also aiming for this facility to be self-powered. So, like, the power grid at the moment produces like 1,800. Max consumption for the entire grid so far is like creeping up there. Now, the power requirements might have changed again, but the last time I looked, it was like 710 megawatts just for this facility. The only issue is I can't make it self-powered yet, because I do not want to place all of the pumps necessary to get water from here up to, like, which floor's the highest floor it goes up to? There might be, yeah, I think this might be the highest floor water goes up to, but like, there's fluids certainly involved in these. Oh, and I'm not like fussed about like Mark II pipes. No, it's I like packaging stuff. No, not Mark II pipes. You talk about pumps. No, I prefer shipping fluids out by packaging. Like especially with this change in altitude, because then I can just belt everything. It also makes splitting fluids up a little bit more intuitive because you can actually see where the resources are going. Yeah, so what we're doing now is we've just switched modular frame from ASME to steel frame. I do have a hard drive in the hub that I could scan now while I'm doing all this shit, but one of the things I'm thinking about is I want to try and get a Crystal computer early. That means I can plan out more of the third floor without having to hop it into creative mode. Because even though I don't have the recipe for that, I could put in all the assemblers for circuit boards, and if I get crystal computers, I can then do that for these. It would also mean I could, you know, put assemblers in over there as well. But I realise I can't really scan that drive hoping to unlock crystal computers, because until I can make computers, crystal computers should be in the RNG just because I've unlocked crystal oscillators. And if it is, that feels like a bug, but I don't want to be pushing my chances. Like the only other alt recipe I would be hoping to get would be Deuterium stator. Well, quick wire stator. Which would be easy to switch to because I'm already shifting Deuterium ingot into the manifold for that for Deuterium ingot based wire. So we got 17.5 divided by 3 and then times by 10. 58.3 recurring pipe. Pipe is downstairs. Oh, sweet well. I should be having to sleep myself, but I want to get like this unit of math adjustment correct. We got 58. 5, so that's 113.083 recurring. $50, so 263.13 recurring. Issue off of that. Divide by 20 times by 30. $294.625. $4.625 plus 97.593462. Why is that set to 600? Line 2.218462. Well, would be notepad. $12.5 UPM sulfur. 394.625 UPM coal. 92.218462 UPM iron ore. Right. X3 ITM. There we go, rebalance, reinforced iron plate. There we go on. Now we go rebalance the manifold for steel pipe. Before I forget. This is 263. 263, 20, so that's going to be 14. These are, you know, leaseholder manifolds. The third floor one already Mark 3. Yeah, right, that's my think I'm sure. The one that's going to the second floor needs to be Mark 2, but the one that's going to the third floor needs to be Mark 3. Needs to be Mark 2. BPM. Plus 5 plus 5. 21.6 or EPM. I'm on 5.65, so that's only 4 assemblers. Assuming I'm remembering that recipe correctly. Yep. So it's 1.5, so 144.4 recurring wire. 20 times by 15, 18.05 recurring curium ingots a minute. Now, what was that there? Plate amount for? 18.25. With the wire, right. 32.2 unit a minute. Oh, that's going to be 4. That's going to be 3. I can't count. No, wait, I can count. It's 20. 20 out of 30, yeah. It is 4. Unit 3 returning. Fine. 108.3 returning 9 ingots. E 2.2 RUPM. For that. Don't mind going back there. So that's 326.4 recurring UPM wire for multiple parts. $43.305 recurring material ingot. The iron rod usage should have gone out as well because of frame. That's gone. Steel beam input got changed as well. That's already been done. Okay, now let's go update the side image. 225, that hasn't changed there. 50 raw quartz. That's 104.5, so 4.5, that's good. 314 luminous solution. 36 water. The same. 24 bauxite, that's the same. 507.25 oil, that's the same. Now, iron ore tools. So we got 169.743 591 plus 108 glass iron ingot. Yeah, right. So 169 point blah 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 blah. Or 107 plus 169.74351 276 14359. Some increase in steel pipe. Beats. I think that's reduced. Okay, 5. Put 34.5. Deuterium ingot, that's been updated. 3.305 what's there, plus 10. 3.305, sorry. Ingot is 108.3 returning. Suppose if I put the hard drive in now, I could unlock solid steel ingot. That's not going to be as useful, because if I get solid steel ingot, get pure ingot. Yes, I've got pure ingot, but I don't have refineries. So if I get solid steel ingot, that's not going to be as immediately useful, because for this facility, ingots are being underproduced anyway, but for that facility, I don't want to have to go plug in those placeholder constructors and smelters and actually use them. Not constructors, just smelters. Yeah, the placeholder smelters over on the coal distribution floor. Wasted effort. May as well wait until I've got fewer ingots able to be produced as well as solid steel ingots. E5. Off logging. Thanks for the again. Waters. Not what we don't. Let's redo the math. That's only 2 refineries needed. I 165 times by 35. Okay, iron bar. That hasn't been updated as well. No, that has been updated. Sheet numbers won't have changed. Let's just add a note on the to-do list. Next session. Date space data facility first for supplies side signage. That's going to be it for tonight. Not much I can do beyond waiting. Not much I can do over here beyond waiting for that to be finished running the supplies over the space elevator. Now for steel parts, I don't know if it would benefit running the separate fall line over, but I do know for like every other ingot based like thing, there's going to be a shortfall. So, because iron ore and coal are getting handled separately for steel ingots, there wouldn't be a bottleneck on steel beams for versatile framework, but there would be for modular frame because of the single smelter making iron ingots. I suppose something I could do something I could do in creative mode is go spec out how much room I would need in order to put the ingot manifolds in, and then I can just start putting these ones down. The smelter based recipes. Yeah, let's put that on because that's possibly achievable in a lunch break. We pop into creative mode and figure out spacing needed for pure ingot recipes. Framework, space, elevator, pop over that space. Try it up to yeah, that doesn't run out of things. While we do this, find up for phase 2. There, that fits. Okay, so that's going to be all for now. As like mentioned, I tried to get some puny highlight stuff done, but I just didn't have the energy to finish it all off. The math so far tells me it takes us about 10 minutes to do one community highlight entry. The amount I was chatting in DMs earlier. 30 minutes to process 2 1/3 community highlights. But the 1/3 being I found like the marker for the link for the third entry. So it was 30 minutes to process, 5.5 minutes of video, so at that rate it'll take us 4 hours to finish the entire community highlight segment in about 44 minutes. It's entirely possible my maths wrong there. The point is the disproportionate length of time when doing it in like this fashion, whereas like previously it was like watch it passively the first time to like clip the start and the end, but then watch it slightly more intensely to go find the Reddit posts and the Twitter links, and then a third time to identify which images from those posts, and then also do the highlights meta annotations. Whereas now I'm doing it all in, well, 2 classes. That's way all of the 18 remaining community highlights have been watched passively, you know, to get the start and end, and they've already been uploaded. Like this, just sat waiting for us to pull them out of the vault, and then after watch them, find the post, keep pausing every time the image comes up, so I can go up and process it into the JSON file, annotate the highlights meta, unpause it, wait for the next image, watch rinse repeat until it gets to the end of that one, and start the next thing. I would be tempted to do some further automation on that, but don't have confidence that it would be time efficient or time and resource efficient to have something that would process all of this shit, because at the moment I'm going through each Reddit post and figuring out which images are in, from that post are on the thing, and then, you know, like doing that shit. So, but what I would have to do in order to have it even more automated is I'd have to annotate every image in the JSON file from the Reddit post, which I don't currently do because I'm using the RSS feed in order to like pull stuff down, which only really works reliably for posts with one image. If for posts with galleries, I have to go download the web page, which might have been achievable prior to the CEO being a dick. Now not achievable with the API. Would be achievable with the API, it just wouldn't be affordable with the API. So, which means I'd have to scrape the website. I'm not prepared to like get blocked by Reddit. But that would eliminate my ability to do really truly highlight stuff at all. So yeah, like the only thing I could do really is analyze when the contents of the highlights frame changes and put markers down. That's like saying, oh, this is probably where one segment starts and another segment begins. Only sometimes the community managers do some preamble for the upcoming posts before they switch from one photo to the next, and that stuff would be missed out. So yeah, the only possible automation option that could be done is training a neural network to recognize contents of images and automatically annotating blanks with it. I've looked very briefly into that, and I think it would require training a new model from scratch. And the tutorials I was looking at didn't really seem to explain how to do what I wanted, where you put in one image and get multiple text entries. So, fun. About as well automated as I can get it at the moment. So, yeah, I'm going to go now before I continue rambling. So, that's all for now. Thanks for joining. Goodbye.